Mm. All right, this reading is for Rhapsody Moose. Rhapsody Moose, I do a 5-card spread. General reading kind of just tells us a little about you, what's going on, what's on your mind, maybe what's in store, what's coming back from the past. Good time zone internet weirdos. Well, it's 10 a.m. It's a good time, I think. How's it going, Jester, man? But yeah, Rhapsody Moose, I do a 5-card spread, and I'll explain along the way. Cards are played normally. They all have meanings. Cards in reverse have alternate meanings. There's one card that I always guarantee play in reverse, and that's the second card, which represents the obstacle. But we'll just go start, get it going. Thank you, I appreciate that. You mean the 3D model or the little 2D animated GIF on the left? But both are correct. All right, now just checking the level of the music. So, okay. So now we're gonna start, and we get the Wheel of Fortune, featuring the Cloud Rat. Looks like a lemur or cat or something to me, but Cloud Rat. Oh, okay, 3D one. All right, so let's go to the Wheel of Fortune. For anyone that isn't familiar, Wheel of Fortune is very positive, successful opportunities. So let me pull up the chart for a complete info. Good luck, life cycles, turning point. Good change, good luck, opportunity, progress, doors opening, ending of a phase, starting of a phase, improvements, choices, and forward momentum. So you're like a runaway getaway train, lots of momentum. Maybe you could be school, job, or even training in something, and it's coming to an end, and then it's like on to the next thing. But also, I just like the idea of opportunity and progress and forward momentum and choices. So you have a lot at your disposal, or at least many opportunities. It's like you want to do all the things, you can do all the things. But which one will you choose? Because maybe you can only focus at one at a time. But either way, I just like it because, again, a lot of improvements. I feel like it's starting to be a phase. You'd like to buy a vowel. I'll be starting a phase, forward momentum. So just a lot of good stuff, but I don't know the exact context of it. So we're going to get to the second card where things get a little spicy. And on the second card, we get Page of Pentacles featuring lap rabbits. But it's going to be in the obstacle position, so it's going to be played in reverse. Let me pull that up. Page of Pence. And the second card represents the obstacle, bump in the road, something holding you back, maybe something you need to address. Difficult raid boss, being cock blocked, you name it. Bridges, you need to cross the river or cliff or chasm, but the bridge is broken. So normally it means manifesting financial opportunity and skill development and eager to learn. But in reverse, it's going to mean this instead. Rebellious, hot-headed, unexpected expenses, bad news, money challenges, boredom, wasteful, jealous, poor choices, self-critical. So you had a lot going for you, so I don't know if something happened along the way or something came back from the past or something just kind of keeping you down. But either way, you're in this spot. Maybe you got, it said unexpected expenses, so maybe you had to dump a lot of money in something, a medical bill came up, or, you know, just something happened. Now you have to be a little more wiser with your money. It says money challenges, so maybe that unexpected bill or whatever kind of set you back, so now you have to kind of recalibrate and retune your finances. Also talks about being wasteful, so maybe you're hemorrhaging money somewhere but you're not fully aware of it. Talks about poor choices. Again, that could go with the wasteful, because maybe what you're doing is the thing you actually want to do, but maybe you're doing these things like, say, school, work, or hobbies, passions, family, friends, more out of obligation because of them, rather than you doing what you want to do, what you vibe with. But maybe the thing you want to do doesn't necessarily pay the bills yet, or like, you know, you have to start up from scratch, and that could be a little scary because, you know, you need the money and the momentum to keep going. So maybe the poor choices are you're trying to please others instead of just doing what you want to do. Yourself being self-critical because maybe you feel like you're kind of failing a bit and you don't know quite what to do. Talks about boredom, so maybe you're bored of the thing you're doing and you're craving change, but you don't maybe know how to take the leap of faith, or you know exactly what to do because you just need change. Or it talks about having bad news, so again that could have been some medical expense, unexpected bill. Who knows? I won't go into too much of that because it could also get really dark really quick, like, you know, car troubles, dental bill, you know, whatever. Also being rebellious and hot-headed, so maybe you're resisting someone or something, or sticking it to the man. But, or maybe someone gave you advice on what to do in your situation, but you're like, you don't know what you're talking about. So just maybe very things to keep in mind, maybe. And if you're not in this position, good. But if you are, I'm sorry, but maybe you can work ways to get out of it. Or the card can also be a warning from the first card that, you know, you're doing all the things, you have all the choices, just do something you genuinely want to do and believe in and feel passionate about. All right, we're going to get to the third card, which is positive influences, and hopefully you work that out. And we get the Eight of Wands featuring the blue-tongued skink. Put that guy down there, and we'll go to Wands real quick. Alright, Agate of Wands. I'm going to drive into my special coffee and cereal, have fun. I'd have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. Always appreciate it. Okay, Eight of Wands. Action, movement, change. Moving forward, quick action, fast progress, new ideas. Reaching goals, vacations, travel, change, moving. Morning, Tilly Morphin. Morning, Phoebe's. So this one, it seems like you really turned it around. Maybe you discovered or realized what was going on, the rut you're in, or the warning signs, whatever. And now you're like, crap, I need to change my ways. I need to do this and that now. Why is my mic coming in red? Let me lower it a tiny bit. Filters. But So I like how it talks about quick action, fast progress, new ideas. So maybe you got inspired, something really clicked with you, or maybe something you had sitting on the back burner. You decided, hey, this is what I want to do. Or even if you were just curious about it, you did it and then it felt really good and flowed naturally. It wasn't forced. Talks about reaching goals. So maybe set little goals along the way. Or you're just achieving quickly, good momentum, forward momentum. You're back on your feet. You're having good progress, your forward momentum. Everything's just looking good. Maybe you're letting go of emotional baggage of the past and you're just like, go, go, go. Only what's in front of me, the now and the future. Forget the past. I like how it talks about new ideas. So maybe something along the way inspired you to do something new, or maybe you had something in the back burner for a long time. You're like, I want to do this now. Like how it talks about travel, moving, and vacation. So maybe you go to a con or something, or go see friends, or just go for literally a getaway vacation, have some new scenery, another country or something, and changes in the air, something changes within you. But it's all very good and positive, which is what I felt like you needed, because that last card kind of just took a shit on you. But at least now things are going in a good direction. Maybe you clear in the head, making better choices, better job, better schooling, better friends, better family, better just, I guess, mindset, and better like headspace. Now I'm going to fast forward just a little bit to go to the near future and see what's up with you and how you're going and how you're doing. And we get King of Wands featuring the Florida Manatee. So we're still in the Wands game. So let's go to the King and see what he has to say. All right, King of Wands, natural leader, entrepreneur, respect. Strength, leader, ambitious, independent, loyal, generous, professional, competitive, impulsive, and do it or like can do attitude. Whatever you're doing, it's leading to great places. Very ambitious. You're now more independent physically, mentally, emotionally, and even maybe financially, which is really good. Talks about being generous, and now maybe you remember the struggles along your way, and now you're like, you want to help others, not just maybe money, but advice or just giving of your time, lending your ear. But you're a very charitable, nice, giving, caring person. I like how it talks about being impulsive. So maybe you just don't even think about stuff anymore. You just go, 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 like, Talks about being loyal. So again, we all choose who we're loyal to. It's not something that people take from us. It's something we give because we want to be. And again, if someone's not treating us right, we don't have to be loyal to them. We can move on or be loyal to someone else. But at least with you being loyal, generous, and everything, very community based. Like you're loyal to your people. So having the strength, physical strength, that you endured all this bullshit and then you got in a better mindset. You're like, I can do it. You got yourself out of any ruts. But I guess the big thing here from the cards being entrepreneur. So whatever you're doing or had your mind on is really actually paying off, and keep on doing it, because that's going to be more fulfilling than probably the typical like 9 to 5 office job. Well, who knows? Maybe the thing you're doing is outside of work too. So you still have your day job, but then you devote all your time after that to the thing you're really passionate about. So that's how you have a good balance of being independent and everything, because you're doing what you want, but you also acknowledge the world and the meta of this universe and this planet, and I guess the economy and society, where we need money. That's just how it works. And it talks about being a leader, so maybe you inspired other people to follow either in your footsteps or inspired them to do more of what they want to do. Almost like encouraging people who may be afraid to do what they love and be like, I did it, look at me now. It also talks about respect, so you got respect from your peers or maybe families, friends, etc., communities, but because they saw the hard work you put in, but not just hard work, but like the actual effort, the actual passion and inspiration that you put into your work, and what you have to show for it now and what you'll have to show for it later. So now we're going to get to the juicy 5th card, which is the long-term results, end game, final boss, ending credits, maybe to be continued. And we get the 5 of Cups featuring a Corgi. Then we're going to Cup Land, so let's go to 5. If it wants to load. Okay. 5 of Cups, regret, pessimism, moving on, a loss, sadness, waiting for resolutions, transformation, past hurts, sorrow, ending relationships, failure and blame. So started out good, then the cards or the universe took a shit on you, then things got really good again, but now we're in this like almost not necessarily bad ending, but more neutral. But the lessons you learned along the way will help to make this into a more positive thing. It's almost like a bunch of books and lives or video games, and you completed one, and now it's time for the next one. But anyway, it talks about sadness and pessimism, a loss, so maybe some uncool stuff happened, even though it worked out. Maybe you lost friends and family along the way. Maybe uh, burdens of the past resurfaced, or emotional baggage came back to haunt you. And now you're just waiting for resolutions of things to wrap up. I like how the card talks about a new phase because you went through this whole journey and now it's ending. But at the same time, the next one's right around the corner are going to begin. It talks about transformation, so naturally you take with you from every journey or experience the good and the bad. So that will also help your decision making and mindset on the next journey or next video game or next mission, whatever you want to call it. It talks about a lot of regret, sorrow, failure, blame, ending relationships. So maybe you made some bad choices that came to bite you in the ass. Maybe broke off, burned some bridges with people or groups. But you know what? It led to failure. But now, when you go into the next mission or whatever, or story or game, you're better equipped. It's almost like almost like New Game Plus. Maybe not exactly like New Game Plus, but that kind of mentality. You did a bunch already, so you'll be more prepared and equipped for the next thing. So don't feel bad for failing, because also failing can, I mean, I know it sucks to fail, but it could also be a good thing, because if you take from it, maybe, oh, okay, now I know what not to do, or not, it's a good warning and learning tool if used correctly. But it also talks about blame, so maybe you're pointing the finger at people, maybe people are pointing the finger at you, but either way, you're ready to move on, start a new game, however you want to word it. And of course, it talks about pessimism and sadness, so naturally, because things didn't work out, or burdens of the past came back or whatever, you're going to feel a little more pessimistic, but also more cautious, but at least it's not stopping you from moving on and continuing. A little M. Night Shyamalan twist there at the end. But let's see, we get an Oracle card for you, and this is just a bonus to complement the reading from a different deck of cards, Oracle cards, unrelated, but I like to do it to garnish the reading or complement it, or like the cherry on top, fortune cookie. And we get Gerald Gardner, Foundations. Get a good foundation going for your next journey. Give yourself a little head start. Make sure it's solid, it doesn't break. Like you're building a house, you want to make sure the foundation's good so the house will last and not cave in on itself or crumble. But I hope that was cool for you, Rhapsody Moose. And very interesting turnout. I'm gonna shuffle and change the music, and we'll get on to the next reading. There was only 20 minutes in, and my piriformis or whatever is starting to bug me. The little rotator cuff in the right hip, almost like above the glute or like the butt area. Let me just shuffle real quick, and we'll get on to the next. Man, I was very tempted to play Super Metroid today, but I'm like, that takes so much focus. And also, Charles is streaming. I always like tuning into streams, and I'm off today, so I'm like, crap, I can actually tune in to other people's streams at this time. I'm Eastern time, so I'm usually at work from like 9 to 3 or 4. And then, obviously waking up, getting ready, so I'm out by like 8:20 or 8:30, and I'm not back until about 4:30. And by then, everyone's like kind of done streaming except for the night crew. But then when the night crew starts streaming, I'm getting ready for bed, so it's a never-ending battle. Okay. Pull up the timestamp. 20-minute. Okay, this reading is for Delicious Zealot or Zealot. Delicious Zealot or Zealot. I forget how you say it. Zealot. Yeah. I do a 5-card spread. Tells us a little about yourself, a little story, how you doing, what's going on with you, and we just kind of go from there. Each cards have meanings and just ways of interpret a set of meanings, or then my interpretation of them as well, or maybe how it could apply. Reversed cards have alternate meanings. The second card represents the obstacle, and that card I always play in reverse because maybe it's like used against you or a warning, or just to help you get over something holding you back. Third card's positive influences. The fourth card is the near future, and the fifth card is the long-term results. First card's the significant factor. Singing factor. It has some name that sounds like it, but I forget what it is. But it's basically the start of everything. So we're gonna start with the very first card to see how you're doing, what's up. And we got the Knight of Swords featuring the Bighorn Sheep. Let's go to Swords and take a look. The Knight of Swords. Ooh, that red tower. Okay, but anyway, Knight of Swords. Ambitious and driven, impulsive. Impulsive. Okay, sorry. Ambition, driven, impulsive, rushing, quick change, new experiences, fearless, assertive, decisive, strength, and focused. So whatever you're doing, got a lot of ambitions out there, a lot of goals, hopes, and dreams. You're driven, you have the motivation to do it. Like how it says you're impulsive because you're doing it naturally without really thinking about it or, planning too much. You just go, go, go. Talks about rushing in. So again, more with the go, go, go. This is an animal deck. Rena. So every card is made by a different artist, and I bought it from Clover Puff's table at Anthrocon last year. But so there's an artist that made these cards, so there's like 76 different artists, which I think is really cool. The card talks about quick change, new experiences. So you're just throwing yourself into the fray. It's like, say if you never worked a job before in your life, and you're starting a job, you're just being thrown into it, rushed into it. Are you being assertive? You know where to stand your grounds. You're fearless, so you're not afraid to try new things. You're not afraid to fail because you want to expand, grow, and do all the things. You're decisive, very decisive. You have the strength to endure this, but you're also focused. So whatever you're doing, you're just going all in. Not all in, but all in, like as in you're maybe you have some back burner stuff, passions or hobbies you want to pursue. Maybe just work, school, university, relationships, friendships, or just things you want to do. You're going in, you're not thinking too much about it or the future, but you're also not thinking too much about failing. You're just like, hey, I like this interests me, I'm doing it. And if it doesn't work out, you'll just be like, on to the next thing. So it's like you want to do all the things, but you're taking a dive in and sampling everything to see which one you might want to pursue even further. So with that, we're going to get to the second card, which is the obstacle, and that is played in reverse. That's maybe just something as simple as a warning. Watch out for that trap. Something that you need to maybe address. Could be something holding you back, a difficult boss, you name it. But let me just quickly type out something. We have to make the pin message. So I'll pin that right now. All right, so the second card is going to be the obstacle. And we get King of Swords featuring the whale shark. But it's going to be upside down. So let's take a look at what we got. We went from Knight, and now we're going to King. And each theme of deck has something, it represents stuff. I know each deck has an element to it, like Wands is fire, Cups, I want to say is water, or Swords is air, and like Pentacles are earth, and I don't know, it goes really deep. And they, aside from their elemental attribute, the cards or themes themselves have meanings, like your mindset, your foundation, your finances. I think I said mindset and how you think and physical action, but it's all very, very interesting. And so normally the King of Swords means intelligence, truth, and power, and strength, and being rational. But it's in reverse, so it's going to mean unfair, selfish, bad judgment, manipulation, aggressive, lack of confidence. So before you're doing all the things confidently, but now you're spiraling. Maybe something happened, maybe you failed too much, maybe you did too many things, maybe you got burnt out. But now maybe you feel like the world is being unfair because all the things you're passionate about just isn't working out, or maybe you're approaching it wrong or incorrectly. You have some bad judgment, so maybe it could be like financially, mindset, friends, or just something's happening or not clicking. It's not working out. Talks about being aggressive. Maybe you really want to push for these ideas you want to do and believe in, but the thing is it's not working out. And then you also have a lack of confidence because things maybe aren't working out, so that can naturally lead to feeling like a failure because you're trying really hard, you're putting a lot of yourself into it, but just something's not right or clicking, and maybe you're trying to force something, to make something happen. Talks about being selfish, so maybe before you're more generous, more outgoing, more community-based, more friendly, but now because of all the downward spiral stuff, you're becoming more selfish, more keep to yourself, more like survival mode. It talks about manipulation, so maybe you're using others to get what you want or achieve what you want, but it's not working out. But this also works both ways, that maybe people are manipulating you and taking unfair advantage of you, so therefore you're in a worse spot now and you feel a little betrayed. So quite a bit to work out with that one. Hoo-wee. But assuming you get out of it, or if it's just a warning saying maybe don't be, the first card can also address that don't be full of yourself. But this, I feel like this card's more like you're here now or fell in here into this pit or trap. So now we got to work on getting you out. Now, I don't know if it's anything specific. It could be a long while or whatever, but assuming you work things out, take a step back and see the bigger picture, maybe do some self-discovery. We get to the third card, positive influences, and we get the world featuring the red panda. So already turning things around, I really like that. The world's a very happy card and completion and new cycles. But let me pull up the chart real quick. Possibilities, travel, completion. Completing things, time to end something, start something new, seeing the bigger picture, ending cycles, a new world, ending old chapters, making it after all, new cycles, conclusion, fulfillment, reaching a goal, success. Best outcome, travel, fresh start. So maybe you took a deep breath, stepped back.
Welcome to the asylum. Enjoy your stay.
Welcome in. I'm alright, just had breakfast not too long ago. Doing some readings. It's my day off today. I like this card because it talks about there is no join command, but there is all the info is pinned. If you want to read that, you can save up channel points. Subs get a free reading per stream. If not, there's a $5 tip or 500 bits for cheering. But if not, just simply lurk and hang out, and you'll get those points soon enough because I stream pretty frequently. But I like the world card because you're in a bad rut, but now it's like you got out of it. Maybe you cut your losses, ended stuff, woke up, smelled the roses. Either way, you're closing old chapters, ending things, and now you're time for new beginnings or the next thing you want to do. And that could lead to a lot of fulfillment. I like how it talks about travel. So maybe you go to a convention, maybe you go visit friends and family somewhere, maybe go see another country or just general traveling. But I like how it just says you're reaching a goal, you have success. So whatever you did to get out of that rut, you're in a very good spot now, and onward, forward momentum that you can keep going and see where the world takes you. You're inspired. New cycles, new doors are opening. Just good, very good stuff in general. So good job in getting out of that rut. I don't know what you did. It'd be cool to know what you did. But now we're going to fast forward a little bit and get to the fourth card, which is the near future, to see how this you're still doing. We get the Fool featuring the Arctic Fox. Another very happy-go-lucky card. Very innocent. New, again, ending something, new beginnings. But, sorry, this one's more on a personal level. Okay, so let me just read the chart. 1 second. Okay, the chart. Beginnings, innocence, and risk-taking. Carefree, believe in the new you, take a leap of faith, openness, adventurous, spontaneous. Fresh start, free spirit, enthusiastic, having trust and faith. Opportunities, dedication, having what you need. Blind faith, naive, but yet you're also prepared. So the last card talked about ending chapters and new beginnings. So this card's talking about even more new beginnings and fresh start. Believe in the new you. So maybe you spiritually awakened, third eye open, or maybe you discovered things about yourself that you didn't know how to process before, but you are now comfy and confident in who you are and what you are, even though if the world doesn't accept it, you accept it. You show yourself to the world. Don't judge me, love me. But you're confident in you. You're free spirit. You're more easygoing. You're more happy. You're going with the flow more open to ideas and every just overall like very like peaceful, happy gem. Like you're dedicated. You have more opportunities now, but it all even though you're prepared, you're also a bit naive because we can't see everything. So it's like you're aware of the risks involved, the pros and cons of your decisions. But you're also aware for some success in life or certain things, you have to take risks. I know everyone wants to have their safety net and reduce minimal losses, but sometimes you just need to take that blind leap of faith. Even if it doesn't work out, it's still good that you did it. But at least you're more aware of that now for things you want to do. So more forward momentum, new you, kind of, so to speak. Now we're going to fast forward to the long-term results and just see how this all kind of wraps up. Ending credits, final boss, ending chapter, to be continued, etc. And we get the Four of Wands featuring the Iberian Lynx. Let's go to Wands again. 4. Come on, Wands. All right, Four of Wands. Joy, celebration, and harmony. Rest, peace, achievement, secure, marriage, improvements, comfort, reward. So this is literally happy ending the card. There's a lot of harmony and peace around you, and joy, happiness, and joy. You're at rest. You can slow down. Maybe you worked really hard and really long on something, and now you can just kind of sit back and be like, yeah, I did that. And it talks about getting the reward, so maybe it's finally paying off. Like as if there's like a quest in a MMO RPG or something. You got the quest, you did the quest, and you got the quest reward. That's a lot of comfort, but I like the part where it says improvement because things are just looking up and good. Talks about potential marriage, so that could also be the joy and celebration that you brought families and people together and just uniting. So almost feels like a very happy ending card, almost like the ending to like Spirited Away, where the girl was like the final test was to find her parents, And then Baba was like, which one of these are your pigs or your parents? She's like, none of them are. And then all the confetti blew up, and then she got to run away and she earned her freedom. So a very happy, happy, happy ending. But we got one more card. It's an Oracle card, and it's the Three Witches equals Fate. And the Oracle card I do as a bonus, cherry on top, fortune cookie, just to complement the reading. It's independent because it's from its own deck. But your fate, I like it because something's destined to happen, and it's coming, it's happening. And maybe you're unraveling that along your journey and seeing what it is that you're meant to do in this world. Or maybe you just simply decided what you are meant to do in this world and want to achieve. But very cool stuff. A lot of variety in that reading. Quickly shuffle, and for anyone that's not familiar, I am working off a queue. And I linked people the VODs later so they don't have to be live. But again, if anyone wants a live reading right now, I can interrupt the queue that requires channel points or being a sub or tipping and cheering, which is all pinned in the chat. But for now, just sit back and enjoy, and I'm just going through the queue. Or I guess my list, whatever word or terminology you would like to use. I'm going to shuffle and get right on to the next. All right, let's pull up the list and timestamps. $37.05. Okay, the next reading is for Cosmic Venus Flytrap. Cosmic Venus Flytrap, I do a 5-card spread, tells us a little about you. Each card's position has a meaning. The second card is the obstacle, and I play that in reverse. And reversed cards have alternate meanings. So we'll just get right into that. The first card is Six of Wands featuring Fancy Goldfish. Let's pull up the Wands chart for you and see what is going on. Assuming it wants to load. Okay. Success, recognition, confidence. Reward, good news, achievement, encouragement, winning, promotion, progress, forward momentum. So whatever you got going on, it's good. It could be school, work, friends, family, just some level of achievement. But people are recognizing you of your success. So maybe you wrote a book, published, novels, did artwork, made into a museum, got a high status job, released your own music album, just whatever. Something, I guess, that others would also perceive as greatness, but it's something you're into, that you're doing, that you already like, or you're passionate about. So it's doing not the work for you, but it's like you're showing the world, I guess, in a way that, not to sound mean or anything, like your worth. Like, I did this, I'm proud of it, I am happy. And naturally, that's going to build your confidence up. You have progress and forward momentum, so that's always good that you keep going. They also talked about promotion, so this is work related. You got a better job or better, within the company, because sometimes a job can be very competitive. There's only like one opening for the promotion, so you had to like prove your worth. But you got it. Good news. You got the reward and recognition. So just a very upbeat, like Lord of the Rings, we defeated Sauron type of card. Or like in any video game where there's like a parade or something, like Mario RPG or Chrono Trigger at the end. So pretty fun, but now things are gonna get a little spicy. And that's when we get to the second card, which is the obstacle. And that's gonna be played in reverse, and it's gonna have alternate meanings. We get the Lovers. featuring lovebirds. Very positive, happy card, but it's going to be played in reverse, so we're going to just take a look at what ghoulish meanings it could have. Let me pull up the chart. Normally it means love, relationships, and values, and healing, and trust, and maybe marriage and business partnerships as well. But in reverse, it's going to mean bad choices, partnerships ending. You have freedom, but you have a lack of commitment and a fear of commitment, marital issues, dishonest, disagreements, and being indecisive. So things are going really good before. Now it's like saying partnerships ending. So maybe whoever you're involved with, it could be work, a relationship, friends, whatever. It's ending. It's over. Maybe people decide to go their separate ways. Maybe there's a bad breakup. Maybe betrayal happened. You know, whatever. Things change. Either way, things changed. So now you also have a sense of freedom because you're not tied down or have any commitments currently going on. But also talks about making bad choices. Either you made poor decisions or someone else did. But either way, you're here now. You have a lack of commitment and a fear of commitment. So maybe there was a bigger opportunity in something, but then it required more commitment, and that's what scared you. So maybe, like, say, as an example, maybe a job that required you to go overseas and live on site in another country for like a year. Or it could have been simply marriage, or, you know, or getting into a relationship, like, hey, let's move in together. Or we've been enjoying each other's company enough with the charades, or visiting and saying, hi, I think we're at the next stage. But maybe it scared you. Talks about marital issues. So if you are already married, maybe some not so cool stuff is going on, or you're discovering more about each other that you didn't see before. And now it's like you're really contemplating on separating or breaking up. Talks about being dishonest. So maybe being dishonest not only to others, but I think this more reflects to being dishonest with yourself. And what that is, I don't know. Feel free to fill me in, because I'm actually kind of curious in that one. It talks about disagreements. So maybe before things are going smooth, everyone's getting along, but now the longer you know each other, or whatever this entity is, it's like you're not getting along as much anymore. It could be, again, job, relationship, or whatever. It's just like more things are coming to light and surfacing, and it's like all about processing and what's going on and what to do next and what to make of it. It talks about being indecisive, so maybe you just don't know what to do. Too much is being thrown at you. Everything's hitting you all at once, and you're having trouble making up your mind what to do. So, a little rough, but we'll see how we get through this. And the third card's going to be positive influences, assuming you worked that out or didn't fall for that trap, or, you know, got over the obstacle, worked through it. We get the positive influences, and we get the King of Cups, featuring a gecko. Let me pull up the King. Where are your cups, King? All right, King of Cups, emotional balance, compassion, moody, generous, wealth of knowledge, good advice, good listener, confident, empowered, emboldened, and embiggened. So, whew, you got through that. You made up your mind. You set boundaries. Others set boundaries with you. Clear as day of what everyone wants to do. Part ways, you unite, whatever, but you're in a better space. You're balancing your emotions much better. Better head space, mind space. Maybe just simply talk to people, talk to you, work things out. Some things couldn't work out. Either way, better place. A little bit moody, maybe because of all the experiences and roughness you went through. But at least you have compassion and empathy for others as well. So at least, you know, you don't have a stick up your butt. It talks about more feelings and emotional stuff. Also talks about wealth of knowledge, so maybe you can help others that were in your previous situation, or if you ever get into that situation again, you'll know how to deal with it and get yourself out of it. Talks about being generous, so maybe you're more giving of yourself, and that, again, doesn't always mean money. It could also mean your time, lending an ear to someone, listening, giving advice, helping someone, doing physical work, like building a fence. Like, you're just more giving and generous of yourself, but you also know when to not be taken unfair advantage of. So whenever you're giving, it's because you want to give and or want to help, not because out of obligation or anything. Also, good advice, good listener. So again, became a master of communication. You know how to listen and how to communicate and give your advice that will actually help people, and you're just not blurting out stuff. Like, you're actually taking the time to listen to people and digest it and give your 2 cents on it. Naturally, you're going to be more confident because you're in a better place with your emotions and feelings and mindset, got out of that rut. And again, you're going to feel embiggened and empowered because you're more confident and you're like, hey, I got out of that terrible rut, or I guess I got out of that being in peril, and now you're just stronger or better off because of it. Even though it might have sucked during the moment, at least now you can look back and be like, I got through that. So now we're going to fast forward a little bit and get to the near future and see what we have for you. The 10 of Swords, featuring the Black Cat. So judging by the picture, I think you have an idea where this is going. 10 of Swords. He's wet and he wants to come inside. It's a kind of a painful card in case you don't know. 10 of Swords, wounds, loss, endings, crisis. Repeating patterns, stuck in old patterns, cycles ending, feeling defeated, change, time to let go, negative thinking. So this one is, you got out of the ruts, but now you're kind of in another rut, or not even, maybe worse than a rut. You're stuck repeating the same mistakes and stuff, and it feels like you just can't move forward in life. Yeah, you're aging, time's going by, but the same things are happening. And it could be good or bad. Usually it addresses more bad, so maybe you're not aware of the cycle or making the same mistakes or doing the same, but you're stuck in this cycle, like those repeating movies like Groundhog Day, 1201, that episode of Space Dandy where the day just kept repeating. But at least now it's saying cycles are ending, so maybe you got awareness, or you became aware that you are in a repeating cycle, and you're like, I want out, I want to live, I want to move on, I don't want to stay here. But naturally, the card also talks about feeling defeated, negative thinking, loss, wounds, and pain because you're stuck, you can't move. Maybe it's like a self-punishment that you did something bad and you're overly atoning for it, or just too much regret. Or maybe you got so sad in the dumps that you ended up getting into this cycle because of, say, a mistake. And now you're beating yourself up over it, and you just can't bring yourself to move on from it. But at least the card is talking about now, it's time to let go, acknowledge the past, reconcile with it, and move on and continue to live, because you don't want to be in this repeating cycle of sorrow and self-pity or whatever, because it's like you're already dead. It's almost like you woke up, you're like, whoa, I want to live. And then, maybe you just weren't ready yet to come to terms with it, but whatever the case is now, you acknowledge it's time to let go, time to change, time to break the cycle. So very good, even though it's a very interesting card, but at least it acknowledged that something's going on, but you are finally waking up or getting ready to break the cycle. On the picture, the cat's all wet, so you're ready to come into the nice, warm, and cozy house, dry off. So now we're going to fast forward even more to the long-term results to see how this is all going. Maybe it's the ending credits. Maybe it's to be continued. Maybe things are still going on, but let's take a look. And we get the 5 of Pentacles, featuring the Munchkin Cat. So, oh dear, that is a very, very worrisome card. So let's just take a look and try to digest it and see what happens. Okay, the 5 of Pentacles represents lack mentality, like, not enough, worry and poverty, loss, difficulties, depression, no faith, health problems, cold and alone. So even though you broke the cycle, maybe it was all that cycle, repeating cycles, preparing you for even bigger hardship coming up. And now it's like, or I should say challenge. You're facing an even bigger challenge now. So I feel like this is a to be continued card, like a cliffhanger to some TV series, and you have to wait a whole nother year, season before you see the conclusion. So you broke the cycles, you got through that, but now you're feeling like you don't have enough. Maybe you lost something. It could be money. It could be friends and family. It could be opportunity. You're facing more challenges and difficulties now. Naturally, that's going to lead to worry, potential poverty, well, physical money. It could be also poverty of the mind or a mindset, but things are getting harder. Talks about depression because naturally things are getting harder. You're gonna be down. Maybe you're having a harder time seeing the good or opportunities that you can do to get yourself out of this. Talks about having no faith. So maybe you used to have faith and believe before, but now that things are going so bad and essentially no one's rescuing you or you're unable to get out of this rut, you're losing all faith. Also, potential health problems. So maybe the poverty or lack came from the health problems. So you got sick and you couldn't work, therefore you couldn't generate income and money. Or the health problems could have come from all the worrying and stressing out as well. It talks about being cold. You could be out and about and alone. Maybe you went crazy and now you're alone. But at least, though, this just sounds like another challenge to be continued. So things started out good. Things got a little weird. Things went up again really good. But then things got to a neutral position. And now things are looking kind of really spicy and risky. But maybe because of the last card, you were in more of a rut. You're maybe better, not better off, but you're more able and more equipped to handle this bigger challenge, even though it's going to be rough. But again, it is what it is. Don't let the cute little munchkin cat fool you. She has bandages, so she looks hurt. But I'll take this as a to be continued because I don't think it can end there. But it's like on pause right now, cliffhanger moment. So now we're going to do a bonus oracle card for you, just to complement the reading, kind of like a fortune cookie, sugar on top, a little pib extra. We get the hare, which represents feelings. Don't ignore your feelings. Your feelings guide you. Your feelings are valid, good or bad. We all get them in emotions, and we have to process them. Don't let others dictate how you should feel or tell you your feelings are meaningless or stupid, because feelings drive us. We're human. We're all human. We're all people. Or life choices and decisions or mindsets, everything is based around these feelings. So just maybe pay more attention to your feelings, maybe it could be saying. So yeah, Cosmic Venus Flytrap, that was very shocking and cliffhanger-esque and to be continued. So I hope things can work out and get through it, because that was, not gonna lie, that was pretty dicey or pretty scary. Maybe you have an ace up your sleeve that you're waiting to unleash. But hoo-wee. Alright, let me just shuffle and get a drink of water, and we'll go right on to the next. And we'll change the song. Okay. Good old seltzer water.
The Damned return.
To a different song real quick. Okay, this next reading is for Taurus Vanguard. And we're at 5430. Alright, Taurus Vanguard, I do a 5-card spread. Tells us a little about you, see what's going on, how you're doing. Tells a story, reads your script. Each card has meanings. The second card represents the obstacle, and I play that in reverse. And reversed cards have alternate meanings. But I'll explain the stuff on the way regardless, so we'll just get into it. You start off your card with the singing factor, or the start of your journey, or whatever, just opening up your book. And we got Judgment, featuring the carousel, or caracol. Which looks like a lynx to me, so I'm assuming it's a type of lynx. But let's go to Judgment. Another card talks about rebirth and rejuvenated death almost, but let me pull it up. Judgment, rebirth, and critic. Reconcile, new decisions, new path, ending of a phase, growing up, rejuvenate, renewal, restructuring, self-improvement, transformation, and fresh start. So it's almost like death, but like more symbolically. Or a more symbolic version, a metaphorical version of death, in my opinion. But talks about reconcile, so maybe non-cool things of the past happened, but you're acknowledging it, you're moving on, you're literally reconciling with it. So ending of a phase, so you're saying goodbye to that. Fresh start, which is good. But I like how it says new path, so maybe you're on a bad path before, but now you can see a clearer path, clearer road. You grew up a bit. It talks about rejuvenate and renewal, so you just feel refreshed. You're restructuring, doing self-improvement, transformation. It's just like a new you. So I don't know what happened before, but you're acknowledging it and moving on from it, learning from it, and now you're ready to take on the world again. A very cute cat. So this is where things start to get spicy. We get to the second card, which represents the obstacle. It could be something like a difficult raid boss, a bump in the road, being cock block, a broken bridge you're trying to cross, just something impeding you. So you may have to defeat or get over before you can continue your journey, or it can even be as simple as a warning and be like, hey, watch out for that trap hole. So with that, we get the Page of Cups featuring a frog, but it's going to be in reverse, so it's going to have alternate meaning. So let me go pull that up. Page of Cups. Where are you? Page. Okay. Okay, Page of Cups normally means insights, messages, and creativity, and possibilities and imagination. But in reverse, it's going to mean insecure, fantasy, lazy, lack of planning, unrealistic, immature, and doubtful. So kind of funny because the card talked about you grew up and rejuvenated and all that, but now you're immature and doubtful. Maybe the plans are to take on the world were on the card talks of being unrealistic, and the card talks about fantasy. So maybe you're living in a fantasy world where, or maybe you're ignoring, not necessarily in a fantasy world, but maybe ignoring that the possibilities of reality could hinder you on your journey. Or maybe you don't want to face reality, hence you're living in a fantasy. But maybe the hopes and dreams or things you want to do in life are unrealistic. Maybe they're really far out there. But I guess the big one here is talks about being insecure. You're not sure what to do. You feel vulnerable and insecure. So the big, at least the big one in this card, I would say, is the lack of planning and being lazy. So maybe sure you do have all the ideas, all the good ideas, all the inspiration, but the lack of planning is really biting in the ass. And the laziness can be just simply you are not putting in, not necessarily the work, but maybe just like you can't bring yourself to do something and you try to make it a group effort, or maybe it's saying you should maybe consider putting in more effort into your work. And assuming because, it sucks when you really believe in something, you're passionate about something, it's not working out. But this one's saying maybe you need to refuel that passion, take it into the next gear, really like go all in on it. But that's going to require planning and being in a more realistic time frame, or just maybe set impossible goals for yourself. And now it's saying, hey, if you want to achieve this stuff, you also got to set more realistic expectation and goals of yourself. You can't expect too much of yourself or be unfair to yourself. So just like almost like kind of like a reality check. It's not saying stop what you're doing. It's just saying reconsider, re-strategize in what you're doing and how you're doing it, so you can achieve it, because you want to succeed. The universe wants you to succeed. But if you're not strategizing right, or like, not right, but like just be more efficient. Time to really just take a step back, see the bigger picture, rethink stuff so you can proceed. Assuming you get through that, figure out what you need to do, what you want to do, and how to approach it again. We get to the third card, which is going to be positive influences, which is the Fool, featuring the Arctic Fox. So a little happy-go-lucky fox, just kind of what we needed. So new beginnings, risk-taking, being naive, innocence, carefree. You believe in the new you, take a leap of faith. Openness, adventurous, spontaneous, fresh start, free spirit, enthusiastic, trust and faith. Opportunities and dedication. You having what you need. So you're prepared. You're also still kind of naive, but at least maybe you don't fully understand what you may even want in this world, but you're going forward now more trusting. You're shredding off any emotional baggage from the past. You're like, I want to continue this. I believe in this. I want to do this thing. And you're more prepared. You're taking big leaps of faith. You understand the risk taking. There's risks and pros and cons in whatever you do. But you're dedicated. You have a lot of opportunities. But the important part is you're enthusiastic about it. You feel good about it. You're open to it. And you just, maybe the dose of reality help you. Maybe you were like kind of reborn in a sense. But you're all about the new and improved you. And you're like, see, you can't wait to see where the world takes you. So pretty good stuff. Now we're going to get to the fourth card, which is the near future, to fast forward a bit and go bzz, and just see where you are in this journey or game or your story, whatever terminology you would like to use. And let's bump, 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 bump. And we get Page of Pentacles featuring lap rabbits. Cute little fellers. So let me go pull up the page. Move this up a bit. There you go, so you can see the cards a little better. Okay, manifesting financial opportunity, skill development, productive, new discoveries, being careful, good financial news, eager to learn, educational opportunities, thrifty, determination, patience, building a solid foundation, new business, financial income, and creating success. So very good, because kind of interrupt before you took a blind leap of faith, but more enthusiastic and going with the flow more. And now here you are being more productive. Things are going good. Maybe you discovered things about yourself you didn't know before and you want to pursue that, or maybe it's all going according to plan. The good thing is you're manifesting these things, bring them to life. So from your imagination, from planning, it's just you're walking the walk and talking the talk. And it talks about even you're eager to learn more, and even educational opportunities come into play. Maybe to hone some skills more, maybe get into something new, and you want to really learn about that new thing. But you're not putting off anything old. It's just like you want to do more. You're naturally intrigued. You naturally are curious of the world. Maybe you got inspired by something or someone to do something. Talks about skill development. So again, working more on your skills, improving, leveling up. I like how it talks about being careful, and because you're more cautious now naturally. You want things to succeed. You'll approach things more cautiously, but also better planning. But I just like how it talks potential new business. But the good part is financial income and financial opportunities at the very least. If you don't increase your income, you have more options coming your way. It could be record deals, it could be commissions, it could be a new job, what have you. But things are going in a very good direction, I would say. So now we're going to get to the fifth card, which is going to be the long-term results, end game, GG, ending credits, maybe to be continued, M. Night Shyamalan twist, cliffhanger stuff. Let's find out. And we get the Empress featuring the Pomeranian. So a very bountiful card. Good fortune, success. But let me pull up the chart. Beauty, nature, abundance. Motherly or divine feminine. Nurturing, healing, love, comfort, fertility. Good harvest, fortune, and success. So whatever you had planned going on, the forward momentum didn't stop. And things are blooming even better now because you you know, leveled up your skill. You believed in what you wanted to do. You took it to the next level. Your heart was in it, and it's paying off even more now. And now you're in an even more comfortable position because it was like the right call, I guess, or decision, whatever. Say it could be going to school, could be going a job, could be getting married, or you know, just whatever the thing was. It was a very good decision. Talks about healing and love. You learn to either love yourself or others, or to love your craft. Very healing because you're doing what you want. So the thing, you're just gonna feel better. You're more nurturing. You have abundance. That could be money, could be friends and families. Who knows? But I guess the important part is the good harvest, fortune, and success because you put your eggs in a good basket. And now you're also more compassionate and just overall better person because of it, because you remember the struggles of the struggies. And you can even help others get out of that route or help others gain success too. And maybe just by sharing your stories or ideas with people, that you'll be a source of inspiration, not only to yourself, but to others. So, phew, I was scared it might have had some like M. Night Shyamalan twist to that, but it didn't. So now we're going to do a bonus oracle card, which is just a different deck, unrelated, but I like to use it to complement the reading. It's going to be a fortune cookie, sugar on top, sorry, extra sugar, cherry on top, you name it, Pib Extra. We get Morgan Le Fay, inspiration. So that was ever a sign that inspiration is real and powers you and fuels you. This is it. You are the source of inspiration. Things inspire you. You bring things to the world brings things to you. Inspiration is limitless. It's infinite. So good job, man. Very positive, happy reading. So I am curious to what it is you're doing on the back burner, what plans you have. And if anyone ever wants to discuss the readings further, we can talk in private and DMs. I also take commissions for deeper readings, more specific readings, and a full-on discussion. So if anyone's ever interested in that, just hit me up. Could arrange a time to do it and see if it'll work out for you. But if not, these general readings are very fun, and I can keep doing these. But if anyone is curious and wants to take them further, feel free to hit me up. Gonna shuffle, and then we'll do the next. Okay, let us go. Let's see. Pull up the timestamp. 1/8/10. Actually, we'll say 15. Alrighty, the next reading is for Humphrey Willardson. Okay. Humphrey, do a 5-card spread, tells a little story about you, reads your script, your life story, whatever you want to call it. And we just go from there, and I'll explain everything on the way. The first card we get is the 9 of Wands, featuring the Fennec Fox. Let's go pull up the Wands. 9. And then each card has a meaning. The first one's just very straightforward. It's the beginning of your book, first page, new journey, new game, whatever. So there's not much to explain on that other than the meaning of the card. Here, 9 of Wands, faith, patience, and courage. Standing up for your beliefs, on guard, final challenge, protecting yourself, strength, determined, wounded warrior. So you've been through a lot. You're persistent. You have the courage and faith to keep going, standing up for what you believe in. So that's good because you know what you want. You know who you are. You know what you like. You're willing to stand up for what you believe in. I know a lot of people argue, give in, or waver, but you're like, you know what? I feel strongly about this specific thing, topic, or whatever that you're willing to stand up and fight for yourself and what you believe in. You're determined. Same time, you're also you have the strength to protect yourself, so that could be letting people in emotionally, closely. So even though you're standing up for yourself and doing these things, you also know that you have to look out for yourself and protect yourself. And you're a wounded warrior, so maybe you're hurt in the burdens of the past or physically hurt in the past, but now, hence, you're protecting yourself more and more on guard of being careful who you let into your life because you don't want to get hurt again, or you just know what to look out for. So you can see like a bad seed coming a mile away. But I just like how it also talks about potential final challenge. So maybe there's a big obstacle coming up. And speaking of obstacles, the second card represents the obstacle, which I play in reverse, and reversed cards have alternate meanings. The card literally is the obstacle, could be being cock-blocked, bump in the road, broken bridge, something impeding you, or something you might have to overcome in order to proceed, or it could just simply be a warning, like, hey, watch out for that trap hole, or, you know, pay attention, or you might end up in a bad place. So with that, we get Queen of Pentacles, featuring the Luna Moth, but it's going to be in reverse, so we're going to have to see what that has to say. Let's go to Pentacles and go to Queen. Queen of Pence. Oh, Charles of the Red Tower practice. Okay, so Queen means nurturing, secure, and doubt, and abundant and good things, and being resourceful. But it's going to be in reverse, so we're going to have to take these meanings into account. Greed, narrow thinking, feeling entitled, money issues, lazy, fear of failure, insecure, doubt, and wasteful. So maybe you were fighting too hard, tuckered yourself out, got burned out, took on more than you can chew. You're overly protecting yourself and not letting in even positive things. Like you're blocking everything from you. But I guess here, let's focus on the feeling entitled. Maybe you felt you fought so hard and stood up for what you believed in, and being determined that you feel like you earned it, or you just get that self-entitlement, even though it's like kind of false or fake, or maybe misinterpreted. Hello there. Hi, Matt. Just in the middle of a reading right now. If you're curious on getting one, you can read the pinned message. It explains everything up there. But if not, just sit back and lurk and gain some channel points. And yeah, enjoy your time here. So it talks about being fear of failure. So maybe you're on like fight or what was it? Sink or swim mode, survival mode, that you're so afraid of failing. If you redeem the channel points, I can do a reading for you, or if you're a subscriber, or if you tip or donate bits, share bits of $5, I can do a reading for you. If not, it is 6,000 channel points. And usually the readings I do is more about yourself, not others. So if you do decide to redeem it, I can try it, but it may not be as accurate because we're involving other people. But I can always happy to try. But yeah, you just have to use the channel points or a form of redeeming a reading, and I can do that right now for you. Or after this reading. Because right now I'm working from a list or a queue. But I can always do live readings if they get redeemed during my tarot reading streams, because I also do other streams. But so fear of failure, you're insecure, there's a lot of doubt going on. You just maybe are overly afraid. You're going to have narrow thinking and being wasteful. Maybe you're not being as wise with your money or decision makings as you thought. You're more greedy now because maybe you're so on the edge or afraid of losing stuff that you're paying too much attention to money. You're being just overall more greedy. But the thing talks about being lazy, so maybe you had these ideas, maybe you felt you fought so much that you could take it easy, but the fight continued, so it's like kind of hard. But I guess the big part is just the whole doubt, fear of failing, because things you were working really hard before, so it's like, what happened? How did you fall into this trap hole? Or is this just a warning that, hey, pay attention now, or you might end up here. We don't know, but assuming you're in this rut or hole, trap hole, we're just going to have to work on getting you out and hope you work through it. So with that, we're going to get to the third card, which is positive influences. And the card we get for is Seven of Pentacles, featuring dwarf hamsters. So this gets a little positive, at least for me, because it means you worked out what was going on. Worked out what was going on, and now you're back to the good work, the good grind. You got your head on your shoulders again. But Seven of Pentacles. Results, investment, bigger view. Growth over time. You're reevaluating what you are growing. Hard work pays off. Patience. Waiting to see the results. Hard work. Reflecting on growth. Progress. Time to change. Not satisfied with the growth. Reevaluating. So I really like this because the last card talked about being lazy, but now you're hardworking. Or maybe you just believe in more what you do. You're putting more effort into it. It talks about growth over time. You basically have a harvest going on. You're planting seeds, all that. But now you did it. You got in a pretty good place. But now you're wondering, are you doing what you really want? Is it time to do something else or continue? Maybe juggle multiple things. It's time to end this and do something new or different. Well, at least you know it. You have the patience. You're waiting to see the results, but you're reflecting on the growth that happened and all the progress you made. But finally, when those crops grow, you're like, oh, this is good, but is this really what you wanted? And now you're at a spot thinking, rethinking everything, hence the reevaluating what you're growing and just the general reevaluating. Say you're making music, you want to make an album, you made it, you're like, oh, that was cool, but I kind of want to do this. Or maybe you got into artwork, like, drawing and illustrations, or maybe a new job, new friendship, partnership, something. But so it's forward momentum, it's good, you're working harder, you're making things happen for yourself, but now you're in a position is like, do I still want to grow this? Should I keep growing it? Should I stop and grow something else? Should I grow multiple things at a time? It's a lot of thinking, but I say it's opportunity, but at least you got out of that rut and you're in a good spot and forward momentum. So now we're going to get to the fourth card, which is the near future, and see what's going on. And we got the Magician, featuring white tigers. Rawr. The very powerful card, which means, or further, gives me confidence that you're on a good or the right track. And Niv says, I finally spam Imit Chook. Okay, Niv, whatever you say, man. Okay, the Magician, manifesting, planning, and power. Mastery, achieving goals, visualization, new skills, self-confidence. Step into your magic. Know that you are magical. You are the conduit. Step and tap into your power. Direct your energy to what you want. So very good, because you're manifesting, you're making things happen, bringing ideas, bringing things into reality, fulfilling stuff. You're planning, so you're making better educated decisions. You're not maybe going in blindly or naively. You really want to make sure what your harvest or what you're growing is going to grow good and harvest it good. I like how it talks about power, because you have the power to make it happen. You're putting in your own life energy, effort, and everything into making this happen or making the crops grow. It talks about mastery, so you level up your skills a lot. You become the master of your domain. You become really efficient, or like a master gardener or master farmer, so to speak. I like how it talks about you're achieving your goals, so you're setting up goals that you can achieve, and you're doing it. But I like how you have the visualization, because then you also have ideas you want to bring to life. Like, okay, I did this, now I want to do this. I want to do this and that. I could see this happening here, or I could build a hut over there. So you're bringing a lot of manifesting and using your imagination and just visualizing and planning ahead as well. Talks about new skills. So not only are you good at what you do and what you've been investing in, but now you also have new skills under your belt that you can level up more and get into and pursue as well. Naturally, that's all this is going to build up your self-confidence. Some of the best parts of the cards are right here. Step into your magic. So tap into yourself, your imagination, your inspiration, what makes you you. Know that you're magical or special or unique. You are the conduit. That's pretty self-explanatory. well, I guess, okay, the two big ones in this card is step into your power, so really tap into your skills and passions and whatever. And the biggest one of the card, in my opinion, is direct energy to what you want. You know, or time and energy is spent on so many things throughout the day. It could be worry, pain, suffering, emotional baggage of the past, happiness, growth, fear, greed, you know, good and bad, I guess. But this is just saying, hey, you choose where you want to put that energy and your thoughts into. And that would be what you want, or hence your harvest, your hobbies, your passions, your friends, your families, your
Blinded by
job,
power.
your relationships, whatever it is. You're going to focus like a laser beam. You're not going to waste your energy on meaningless stuff. And by meaningless, I mean meaningless to you. Because, you know, what could be meaningful to me could be completely stupid or idiotic to someone else. But whatever it is you do, you're putting your energy into what you want. You're focusing your efforts into what you want. Thank you for that redeem gesture, man. Going to do my own thing. Exactly. All right, now we get to the fifth card. Love you, goobers. Goobers. So we're going to get to the fifth card, and that's going to be the long-term results, end game, ending credits, GG, to be continued, cliffhanger, M. Night Shyamalan twist, what have you. And we get Four of Wands. And we saw these guys earlier, which are Iberian lynxes. But let me just go pull up the chart again. Four. Come on, load. Load for me. Four of Wands, joy, celebration, harmony, rest, peace, achievement, secure, marriage, improvement, comfort, and reward. Happily ever after the card, which is good because you've been doing very truthful to yourself. Things are bountiful, plentiful. You believe in what you're doing. People are seeing that. They feel that. Everything's on the up and up. So potential marriage is in there. Could be a potential relationship or just taking something to the next level. The good part is, or it's like also like a big epic quest reward in a MMORPG. Time for celebration, joy, peace and harmony. You feel good, getting rest. You did a lot. You also have a sense of achievement. You unlocked achievements. Talks about comfort and reward. So you're in a comfy position. You're happy with people, surrounded. Talks about reward. So your harvest, the thing you were growing fully bloomed, you got to harvest it up. I like about the card is improvement. So just no matter what, things are going in a very good and optimistic direction. Whether you believe it or not, physical, emotional, mentally, whatever, it's all going in a good direction. And with that, that concludes the tarot reading, but we're going to complement the reading with an oracle card from an oracle deck, and just cherry on top, fortune cookie bonus, pib extra, and we get the cat, which represents independence. We got already a few cats in this reading, but at least this is saying you're independent, you don't need external validation, you're very self-sufficient, you can work with others and operate and get along and exist with others, but you can also equally exist and do all that on your own as well. And that's also a lot of strength because, you know, financially, whatever, emotionally support may not be there, or it is there, but you don't, not necessarily don't need it, but you can function alone or in a team setting. So very cool. Very happy, positive, upbeat reading. I'm gonna shuffle and then we'll get on to the next. I'm gonna do a couple more and then call it. Oops, also change the song in a moment. Okay, let's take a look. All right, timestamp is 124:45. All right, this reading is for Whispers of Life. Whispers of Life, I do a 5-card spread. Each card's location or order has a meaning. I explain everything on the way, and reversed cards have alternate meanings. We just take a look at your life story, your script, or just you right now, and then it goes from there, and things can get a little spicy as things unfold, but we're in this together, so we'll just see how it goes. So the first card we get is the 5 of Pentacles, featuring the Munchkin Cat. A very painful card, but let's read it and see where it takes us. 5. Okay, 5 of Pentacles. Lack mentality, worry, poverty, difficulties, loss, depression, no faith, health problems, cold and alone. So this could be, well, poverty itself is self-explanatory, maybe money issues. It talks about lack and loss of difficulties, so maybe something happened. It could be an unexpected bill that came up, car troubles, something, or you had to loan someone money, or just something caused great financial hardship. Or you could even literally be you got sick, didn't have money, or needed surgery or something, or you spent time in the hospital and your insurance or work didn't cover it, so it's like it all had to come out of pocket. Unexpected, I guess, expenses. And it talks about health problems, so maybe you had some issues going on for a while that are kind of creeping up on you, and you're forced to address them instead of trying to just get through it and work it out, but now it's like becoming enough of an issue. It talks about being cold, talks about depression and no faith, because maybe, things are going down in the dumps, things aren't working out, things are looking kind of bad, that naturally you're going to be down in the dumps and not feel good. But it talks about worry and difficulties because hardships are ahead, but maybe you can use this time to prepare for them. A lot of worry, which, could cause stress, and the worry and stress itself can cause physical problems, minor health issues. The card talks about being alone, so maybe people abandon you, or people who said they had your back actually don't, and they just said it to be quote-unquote polite or want to be seen as a caring or giving person. Or maybe you went crazy, I don't know, or maybe you got dumped, but either way, very hard beginning, but let's see if we can turn this around and go up. Because if you hit rock bottom, then hopefully you can only go up, but it's a little scary card to start off with, but at least we can see where the reading goes. So the second card is going to be the Obstacle. This card I play in reverse. It has alternate meanings. It could be a warning. It could be being cock-blocked, a bump in the road, a difficult raid boss, a broken bridge that you're trying to cross. So many ways to interpret it, but I play them in reverse. And we get the Knight of Wands, featuring the Fennec Fox, but this time it's going to be upside down. So let me pull up the chart, and I'll read you the quick, brief description of the meanings, but then I'll give you what it actually means since it's in reverse. 9 of Wands. All right, 9 of Wands normally means faith, persistence, and courage, and stand up for your beliefs. In reverse, in this case, it's going to mean inadequate, weak, scared, uncompromising, helpless, unrealistic, unsure, overwhelmed, and tired. So maybe all that worry from the poverty and health issues and things just not going good for you is going to leave you feeling overwhelmed and tired and burned out because it's so much of a mental and physical rush on your body that you don't know how to process it, you don't know how to get through it. Like you're literally being thrown into a tailspin, or if I had to compare it to something like almost like you snapped and going crazy, and then like the whole world now you're the way you perceive the world just spinning around and you're getting dizzy, or like you're getting dizzy. It's very rough. Being inadequate, weak and scared. So maybe, again, the health issues, the povertiness is going to make you feel inadequate. You feel weak because you're having health issues, but you're scared because you don't know how you're going to get through, or someone's going to come and save you, or maybe simply where the, say you owe like on rent, you're back on rent, or where the next meal is going to come from. So it's very scary. It also talks about being helpless, so it's out of your control, but also uncompromising. So maybe there are some saving graces, but you're not willing to make a compromise, even though you, in your situation, you might want to consider that. Maybe you're being unrealistic, hoping for a knight in shining armor to come, or someone just to completely turn everything around for you. But maybe you have to, unfortunately, acknowledge the world and develop a plan to get yourself out of this rut and try to execute it, because you don't want to be waiting for something to fall into your lap and it never comes. It talks about being unsure. You don't know what to think of the world or anything anymore. Unreal. But yeah, so just generally you're still down there. Really sorry. And hopefully you can formulate a plan, or maybe a miracle can happen. But it just sounds like you're going to have to walk on your own 2 feet and get yourself out of this one, if it makes any sense. So very double whammy. But now the third card is going to be positive influences. So maybe you worked out a plan. Maybe you got through it. Maybe a miracle did happen. Maybe someone was able to bail you out or take you and help you back on your feet. But we get the Lovers, featuring lovebirds. After all that hardship, let's get a dose of love. And let me pull up the chart. All right, the Lovers. Love, relationships, and values. Partnerships, choices, sharing, trust, healing, sexuality, temptation, commitment, marriage, business partnerships. So maybe someone did come into your life, or they're already there, but someone was able to help you get back on your feet. And hence the healing and the sharing and the trust, because, you know, someone to take you in and really help you through all this rough stuff. That does take a certain level of guts and trust, you know, feeling comfort zones and having trust and healing. Talks about choices. We all have a choice. So someone chose to help you or take you in, and or also you chose to better yourself and found a way, or maybe pulled a miracle out of your ass to make this happen. It talks about relationships and love. So maybe potential love is in the air. Or you, during these getting yourself out of these hard times, you met somebody, or maybe you're already with somebody, but take it to the next level. Maybe move in together, maybe marriage, who knows. Talks about a lot of commitment. You're in it for the long haul. It talks about temptation, so maybe you're got to keep a mind out for temptation because you're in such a rut and scary place that you're afraid to go back there. That just be careful. If things are too good to be true, they may be. Don't fall for temptation. You want to keep yourself in a good spot, physically, mentally, financially, you name it. And it talks about potential business partnerships. So maybe you had a little idea, you got it off the ground, and someone invested in you. You had investors, but either way, things are looking pretty cool. And hopefully it gets better, but it's only the third card. And welcome in Pokey Plays. Show the beans. Fortunately, I don't have any beans to show right now, but I have some emojis I could use. Let's see, I think I have Silly Mom. Where is she? That's one. There's another one. Where is it? I thought I had more. I guess not. Sorry, that's as beans as you're gonna get. And welcome in. So now we're gonna get to the fourth card, which is the near future.
Well, time for your medication, Chimera.
Oh, thank you. You know what? Then give me a minute. I'll try to get. I don't play with the VR stuff too much. Oh, that's lighting. So you can see the beans for a minute. Ooh, super trivia. Category is on the longest eastern border. Not too good with the trivia stuff, but of Honduras. I have no idea. But yeah, I don't have like body tracking or anything. So unfortunately, it's just all the 3D models very static.
Welcome to the
But let
asylum.
me
Enjoy your stay.
thank you for the follow as well. I kind of like that lighting, but I want you to see the model. But yeah, thank you for the biddies. I'm in the middle of a tarot reading. If you would like one, you can save up channel points. Subs get a free reading per stream. You can tip $5 US, or you can share the equivalent of $5 US. So if you wanted one and you want to do it through cheering, since you already cheered 100, you could cheer for more 100, and I could do a reading for you. What is a tarot reading? It's wow, I have not gotten asked that question because people kind of know what it is. It's not necessarily fortune telling. It's just reading from your script or your book. Wow, the answer is feet. I don't know if that's actually kind of funny because you're like, show the beans. But just a little script. Some people call it fortune telling or read into your future. What's going on with you in life? The cards have meanings, but then also it's like I interpret them. So if you watch this reading, you'll get a quick idea because I'm halfway through it. So back to the back to the reading with Whispers of Life. We're going to fast forward to the near future to see where this is going and how it's working out for you. And we get the 10 of Swords featuring the Black Cat. So that's another interesting kind of sad card. But let's see what we can do with it. And that is 10. So Pokey plays. As I go through this, I explain everything on the way, and I'll read the meanings of the card and then see how maybe what it could apply to. So right now, the 10 of Swords means wounds, loss, endings, crisis, pain, negative thinking, time to let go, change, feeling defeated, repeating patterns, stuck in old patterns, but cycles are ending. So after you got up on your feet a little bit, you're still stuck maybe in that poor, poverty, helpless mentality, or maybe you got back into that cycle, but now you're repeating it and you're stuck, almost like that movie Groundhog Day or 1201, or that episode of Space Dandy with the days, every time the day ended or whatever, it was the same day, and they had to find a way to break the cycle. So here, maybe you found yourself stuck, but at least even if you are repeating these bad cycles or whatever, getting stuck in it, something in you awakened or sparked in you. You're more aware now that this shit's repeating, and now you want change. It's time to let go. Maybe the burdens, the emotional baggage of the past, or whatever is binding you, whatever the past is holding you hostage with. You're like, dude, I want out of this. And you're acknowledging that you want to break the cycle. Even if you don't know how to break it, you're going towards it. So either you do break it, or you're trying to figure out how to break it. At least you are aware something's up and you want change. Feeling defeated naturally because you're in a cycle, you're going to feel in a rut. Negative thinking because, if you're stuck in a bad place, it's hard to think positive or do better if things are constantly not good or cool for you or bad for you. Talks about loss. It could be loss of money, wounds, pain, or just, general, just bad stuff happening to you, but at least you're moving on, or you're ready to move on and try to break the cycle and move to a better future. Pokey Play says, does this actually work? Well, yes and no. It's about more being mindfulness. It's almost like advice, I would say, or potential outcomes. So everyone takes something different from these readings. I treat it like I'm just reading from your script or book, or maybe it could, even this whole reading could be advice. It could be, hey, watch out for these potential things that could happen. Because again, I don't have the context. These are general readings. We could do, if people are around and redeem readings, we could try to get more specific. But since these are generic readings for people, I don't have, say, the context of their life in that. I can just see maybe where things are going, maybe be like, hey, watch out for this or that could happen. Or be like, hey, good things or cool things are happening. You just might have to take a leap of faith, or, you know, maybe it's time to quit your job and go to another job. Maybe it's time to follow your passions and dreams, like kind of that thing, if that makes any sense. But now we're going to get to the fifth and final card of the reading, which is the long-term results, or end game. It could be ending credits. It could be to be continued. It could be a cliffhanger. It could be M. Night Shyamalan twist. And we get the Nine of Swords featuring the Harbor Seal. So we just did 10 of Swords, but now we're backtracking to 9. So let's take a look at what we got, assuming it loads. So 9 of Swords, worry, fear, and anxiety, sad, stressed, depressed, lack of confidence, hopeless, feeling unloved, feeling not good enough, insomnia. So this card, what to do is you're still worried, fear, anxiety's all around. You're still sad and depressed. Things are not going good. You're still better off than when you started, but still maybe in order to break the cycle. Well, that's it. The last card talked about breaking the cycle, but this one might be you want to break the cycle, but it's at a great cost. Or you maybe just deep down you're not ready to break the cycle, but you need to break it, and you're coming to terms with yourself. You have a lot of internal struggles or struggies. Talks about lack of confidence and hopeless, so maybe you don't have the confidence to break the cycle and better yourself, and hence you're feeling hopeless and feeling unloved or not good enough, because you're like, you know, we all want the best for everyone. We want to do good. We want to do better, but we just can't. Or maybe we're not cut out for it, or maybe we can't bring ourselves to do it. So maybe it's like, you know, you want to do the things, but you just can't. And people are like, well, why not? You're fine. Or it could be a mental cock block. It could be emotional baggage, or something's too painful to face, but what, or you're simply scared. But there's a lot of worry because you're in a very vulnerable spot. So maybe the worry and anxiety and fear is coming from, oh my God, if I fail, that's it, it's over. Or maybe if I take this risk to break the cycle, I may not have a place to live. I may not know where my next meal comes from. Talks about insomnia, because who can get sleep with all this worry? And, you know, if stuff really worries me or troubles me a lot, hits me hard in the emotions and feelings, it goes right to my stomach. And then I have trouble sleeping, I have trouble eating. But the last card talked about breaking the cycle, so now this is more like the cycle is breaking, but everything around you is shattering. So this, I feel like, is a cliffhanger to be continued, as if we're watching some TV series or a movie, and now we have to wait for part 2 to see how this truly wraps up. But for now, it was a very devastating, harsh, cold, scary reading. It did have one giant up, but then things kind of went back. But at least now you're in this headspace that you're aware of what's going on. Maybe you're aware of what needs to be done. And now you have to build up the courage and the strength or whatever to take action to break the cycle and get through it. But you know there might be more hardships ahead. So it's a very to be continued reading, if that makes any sense. But not to worry, we do a bonus Oracle card. It's from a separate deck of Oracle cards. Like a cherry on top, fortune cookie, Pib extra. Just a little bonus to complement the reading, but independent. I just like to do it for fun. And we get the Cauldron, which represents rebirth. So maybe you're scared of breaking the cycle and getting through it because it's going to create a whole new you. Emotionally, mentally, physically, metaphorically, you name it. Or you've been through so much shit and now you're recycling your spirit and body parts and you're being reborn. Or just simply a new you, because with this tarot reading, it was very heavy, if that makes any sense. And I hope you can work and get through it, and I am very curious to know what's in store for you. But at least I see the rebirth Oracle card, so I'm at least confident some good is coming out of it. Maybe you break the cycle and change, you feel reborn, and you're ready to take on the world. Or it could be opportunities, financial gains, just anything. But that one was a very, very heavy reading. I hope that was interesting for you, or at least a good
Chimera is Parlnock's first
listen
servant.
or a
She is
good
a husky
read.
with a few too loose
Or at least
screws in her head,
interesting.
which is why we have to keep her in a straitjacket.
Welcome in, Lion Might. Might of all lions. I hope you're ready for MagFest in January. Yeah, we'll do probably like one more reading, maybe two. So yeah, Poke Plays, if you're ever interested, feel free to redeem one and we can... Or Poke Plays, would you like a reading? I can do one for you right now if you would like. If you're into it or curious about it. Lion Might, that's not up to me this time. It's up to you guys. It's up to you. It's up to 7. The only one I would be willing to babysit is Furamiel because it's her first time at the con. That's out of friendship, not out of pity or obligation. I'm also thinking about having less people back to the room and literally make it a safe space where people can come to the room, but they have to be specifically like invited to the room. I do love partying and, you know, getting the crew together, but at the same time, if the room's not big enough, I don't know, just vampire rules. But at least for me, I'll be like more selective of who to invite back to the room. If certain people can't respect the boundaries, I'll just be like, sorry, bud, or it sounds like a personal problem. But yeah, I really don't want to have to babysit or feel chained or tethered to certain kinds of or energy vampires, because, you know, we're all there to have a good time. Like, we're all here to have a good time. All right, let me shuffle the cards and... All right, get the timestamp. 1:47:15. Okay, this reading's for Cheesy Velveeta 99. So Cheesy Velveeta 99. I do a 5-card spread. Tells us a little about you, reads your script or your story, what's going on with you in life, see where it's going, how's it going, maybe predictions, or maybe it uncovers stuff from the past. Either way, I explain everything on the way. 5 cards. Second card is the obstacle. That card is played in reverse, and reversed cards have alternate meanings. And yeah, and Lion Mutt says, yeah, vampire rules from shows and movies. You have to be invited in. Pretty much, like, that. The sad truth is when cons get bigger, more friends than that, more acquaintances, more potential stalkers and stuff, it's just, you know, there's proper etiquettes. People read the room. Nothing wrong with people asking, hey, can I come in? Totally valid. But I would personally feel more comfortable if everyone was cool with it, and especially after last year's woes. Maybe just a little more precaution, or maybe we all just have a team huddle. And not necessarily lay out more ground rules, but just see what everyone's comfort zones are. More so, take each other more into consideration. We had Cheesy Velveeta 99. Let us start your reading, and we get the 4 of Cups featuring the porcupine. So let me pull that up. Where are you, Cups? 4. That to the side. Meditation, retreat, reevaluating. Frustrated, bored, depressed. Contemplating, look within. Withdrawn. So maybe you don't know what you want to do in life. You're in a little roadblock right now. You're bored because you're not having any forward momentum, or you just honestly don't know what to do. You're reevaluating your life, rethinking stuff, hence the retreat. You're looking within. It's like, what do you really want to do? Maybe you want to do all the things, but you can't. So now it's like you want to prioritize and really plan what you're doing. It's like, okay, I want to do all the things. I can't do them all at once. What do I want to do now? What do I want to accomplish now? And then, the next. Then it talks about being withdrawn, again, taking a step back, meditate, really deep thinking. Maybe depressed because things aren't progressing as fast as you would like. Hence, you're also frustrated and bored because it seems like whatever you do isn't working out. But just take a step back and just reevaluate your stuff and see what you want to do. So then we're going to get to the second card, which is the obstacle. And this is where things kind of get spicy. Well, it literally represents the obstacle, be a bump in the road, being cock-blocked, a difficult raid boss. You're trying to cross a river or a chasm and the bridge is broken, what have you. And the cards are played in reversed, and those reversed cards have alternate meanings. So here we get 9 of Cups featuring the Otter, but it's going to look like this. So let's go to 9, and I'll read the meanings, and then I'll read the generalization of the card. So normally it means gratitude, happy, and wish fulfillment, and seeing the good. And you can see the good in things that are to come, but it's in reverse. So scratch that, it's going to have these meanings instead. Discontentment, unrealistic, lack, overindulgence, go inward to find your happiness. Don't judge your happiness on external events. Find your happiness within, false hope. So the card's pretty interesting because it's half and half. Half of it's really good stuff, and then half of it's like, not shitting on you, but it's just saying your discontentment, you're unrealistic, lack, overindulgence. So don't be a glutton. Talks about false hope. You don't want to be lying to yourself or others or pretending. Lack, so maybe you feel like not good enough or not enough funds or money or energy or whatever. But this is where the card gets really interesting. Go inward to find your happiness, like rely on yourself. Don't judge your happiness on external events or, external validation, and find your happiness within. Because in the end, it's saying we have happiness within us. I mean, yes, things around us can cheer us up, bring us down, like, getting married, going to an event, making money, job, getting paid. But you're just saying the true happiness comes from within yourself and also what you bring to the world. So you can also bring that happiness to the world. But at the end of the day, it all comes from you. And maybe don't rely on external validation. Not that there's anything wrong with, feeling good for being praised or getting compliments or pat on the back saying, job well done. But just keep in mind. So this might be a trap, or you might be in this rut of needing external validation. Maybe you don't know how to love yourself. Who knows? It also talks about lack, not having enough. So maybe just work through it and realize you have what you need. Learn to love yourself. Get out of this trap hole. But if you are in this rut, I'm sorry. Or if it's just a warning, it's like, hey, you could end up here. But either way, we're going to continue the reading and just see how it unfolds. So with that, we're going to get the third card, which represents positive influences, and we get the Star with the white fox. The card itself means hope, faith, and renewal, but let me pull up the complete chart. Star. All right, the Star. Hope, faith, renewal, optimism, trust, confidence, reflection, talent, fertile, peace, guidance, and wishful. So pretty cool. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because you have hope in the future, you have faith in the future, you're optimistic, so a lot of good things are coming. You learn maybe to love yourself, learn that you're worth it. You don't need external validation from others, but it's still cool to get. So you look to within. You tone it down with the gluttony and overindulgence and lying to yourself. You have more confidence and more faith in yourself as well, because the reflection of looking back and what's up, you in a much better mental headspace. Peace, guidance, and wishful. So very just not necessarily awakening card, but just very nice that things are looking up. You have more faith in yourself and the future and those around you. So just all Like you took a pot of good and just poured it all over the place. So very impactful, very straight to the point, but also very powerful. So now we're going to get to the fourth card, which is the near future, the fast forward and see how's it all going, where's it going, and we get the Nine of Pentacles featuring the chinchilla. Let's go to Pentacles and pull up that chart. Oh, no. Okay, Nine of Pentacles. Abundance, financial success, luxury, abundant, self-sufficient, seeing your worth, mastery, success, prosperity, fortune, security, enjoying nature. So I like this because the second card talked about, you know, you're not loving yourself, needing external validation. I know this is 2 cards later, but it's saying you're self-sufficient, you're seeing your own worth, you know your worth, mastery, so you improved your skills and got really good at something and honed your skills and all that. You're creating success and prosperity, good fortune and security. I really like the self-sufficient and seeing your worth. And abundance, so you have a lot. Maybe not more than you need, but there's an abundance to go around. You can share. Maybe even live in a little luxury because of the financial success. Dump the worry. Also talks about enjoying nature, so maybe now you can just go on a cool nature walk, go traveling, just enjoy the world because all the worries are behind. You have enough where you can go on journeys or travel and not worry too much about money. Yeah, you still have to spend money to travel and all that. But you know, things will still be good back at home when you get back, even if you're gone for an extended period of time. I like the sense of security again, mastery, just all very up and very positive going forward. So now we're going to get to the fifth and final card, which is the long-term results, and just see how this is all going. Maybe it could be a cliffhanger, maybe it could be GG, it could be the ending credits, or maybe it could be to be continued. Look at M. Night Shyamalan twist. Let's find out. And we get Temperance featuring the caribou. So let me pull that up. Temperance. Number 14. All right, Temperance, balance, patience, and purpose. Universal timing, compromise, combination. Mixing things up, creating, forgiveness, and cooperation. That was compromise and cooperation, but those are kind of the same thing. So Sugoi timing go, things are happening. Let's see. You have a sense of purpose. You know what you're doing in this world or life, or even a task or whatever. You know your purpose. It requires the balance of maybe emotions, money, time, whatever. But you know, you're making things happen. You're planning. You're doing good. You're getting on with it. Talks about compromise and cooperation. So maybe you got to give a little to get a little. Talks about forgiveness. So maybe people hurt you in the past, but you're willing to forgive them for the sake of moving on, or it goes the other way around. Other people you might have hurt forgive you and want to move on, but in a good way, not for the move on for the sake of, oh, I just want to get past this, but more like you naturally want to move on and get on with your life. I like how it talks about creating, because that means maybe being more creative. For me, that would be like artwork. Others, it could be music. Other people, it could be like dancing, whatever. So just being creative. You're creating, you're manifesting stuff into this world. It's about mixing things up. So maybe you're doing things in an unconventional way, but it's still working, but it's more genuine to you. So you're doing it your way, or maybe not like the mainstream way. Talks about combination. So maybe, again, more type of mixing it up and just trying things, a lot of trial and error. What I just really like about the card is the universal timing, because this is the time now that great things are happening. So very positive, very nice reading, solid, if that makes any sense. And then I'm gonna grab a oracle card as a bonus complement, just to complement the reading, independent deck and everything. And we get the toad, represents inner beauty. Well, there you have it. Maybe you're a great person on the inside, and people are starting to see that now, and you bring that beauty into the world through your creations, through your manifesting through maybe your job, your work, even just people saying that you're passionate about something, they can see that you're passionate about it. So whatever you're doing, good job and keep it up. Always good, always fun. Got a lot of thinking to do myself. Let's see. So this is the Oracle deck. It's of Novice Witches, and then this is the Tarot deck, which is Animals. But yeah, that was pretty good. I'm at the 2-hour mark, so I should probably call it. I don't want to burn myself out or sit too long and hurt my butt. It hurts to sit after a while. So let me close up shop and we'll see what is up. Okay, move that. Don't have any viewers with us, so I don't think I will be raiding out. Usually I like to raid and bring some numbers with people, but that's okay. Don't have to raid every time. Oh, but there is another terror streamer streaming. So, you know what? Might actually have to go there. Geeking Goddess number 8. Okay, she does not allow raids at this time, so I guess we are not raiding. So, it's all good. See